Hey, there we go. Now we're cooking. This has been live for a minute. Kept telling me we weren't live. We lost Beach just before the show started. Hey, welcome everybody. It's the High Noon Hemp Show with Beach. Usually, that's noon Eastern time, of course, on a Wednesday. And hopefully Beach will come back. Hopefully I'll hear something from Beach. He should be able to reconnect. I was finally able to go live. We're using this new StreamYard technology. Hopefully it'll work better than the vMix technology, but we should be live on the Jedi Hemp YouTube channel, also the Temptations Beach Facebook page as well. We'll go check those pages to make sure we're live. Hopefully Beach will return. I hear a dupe, so hopefully that means Beach.
Woohoo!
And there is Beach joining us live on the show. And I'm checking to make sure we are live everywhere because everything just went haywire about 2 minutes before the show started. Beach has frozen again. We are live on YouTube.
There I am again. Am I back?
There we go. Beach is back.
I don't know what's going on.
A rough start. A rough start on the St. Patrick's Day season 10 finale of the show. Beach is frozen again. Holy crap.
What's going on?
All going to heck, as the kids say.
I don't know.
Hopefully it straightens out.
Yeah.
Maybe too many people.
I think I'm here.
Too many people online for St. Patrick's Day, maybe. I don't know. There we are.
I'm not sure what's going on.
But
here we are. Welcome. Am I here?
Indeed, you are. You are here. We should be live.
Welcome,
everyone. Seems to be working.
To the High Noon Hemp Show on this lovely Hempy St. Patrick's Day. Ironically, as you can see, I'm not wearing green, as you'll see later. It just hit me. I'm like, I knew it was today, but I was more focused on the show for hemp than anything else. So I am high above the hemp stations in Sharonville. It is the High Noon Hemp Show. We are here. Season finale. Let's correct. The end of season 10.
It's crazy. They said we wouldn't last.
Folks. They said somebody did.
Yes. The naysayers.
They couldn't believe it. That show will never stay on.
By the way, for some reason, we're not live on Facebook. I'm retrying it. We are on YouTube and Twitter at Temptations, but Facebook is not working for some reason. I don't know.
There you have it, folks.
Can't keep up with it all.
It's probably Facebook's fault, actually.
Probably.
Well, let's get started with this. We do have a little bit of local Ohio news anyway. A company called Kombucha Mama in Toledo had to recall their CBD Kombucha because they didn't have the proper licensing with the state of Ohio. This is the absurdity of this license to begin with. So if you want to make anything out of hemp, period, in the state of Ohio, then you have to be licensed through the state of Ohio to do that. It's easy for us to make our stuff in Kentucky. There's no license requirement. We can sell into Ohio, bring into Ohio. But you can, if you want to manufacture anything made out of hemp in Ohio, you have to go through the state of Ohio to do it. And this was just the second company that I've seen within a year or so that has gotten kind of in trouble for this, not having a license to make a product. And it's, again, super ridiculous. The people that we can buy from out of state don't have to pay this crazy, stupid licensing fee to their state to send it to us. So all it really does is it's saying, don't make your products in Ohio because it's probably just cheaper to go to a state around us, no state around us, no other state that I know of. There might be some other states, maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if Maine's laws might be like that, or New York's, because they're all kind of weird about state stuff. But any other state that's doing that is, once again, they're just hurting the people in their state, in my opinion, by giving them erroneous license fees that they don't need. They don't need. Just make the product and be done with it. Shouldn't have anything to do with the state when it comes to the testing and licensing of the plant itself, which I've always said, or the products being made. None of that should matter on, have to be paid extra for to do. in the state of Ohio. If they really want us to grow industrial hemp, it should be treated just like any other. You don't have to pay a license to grow corn. You don't have to pay the excuse me, the state any money to make a corn product, which by the way is in everything. And so it's just ridiculous that this company Fuchamama, whoop, there I go leaving my stuff on um, to ring. And again, this company Buchamama should not have.
Nope. Little beach glitch from his end. It really is a train wreck technologically so far. Last week it went very smooth. We did the test with the StreamYard and everything, and it was great. But I don't know. Today there's something weird with the internet. It happens sometimes, and I don't know why. Maybe, like I said, maybe St. Patrick's Day. Maybe people are getting on to show everybody their dope threads, like the outfit that I got going on. I have a little green bow tie that goes with this too, and I wore it last night. But it was like pressing against my throat. It was not fun. But I'm still festive enough. We have very green, on all the screens and stuff as we wait for Beach to return. Of course, for the Cincinnati area, 4 Hemptations locations can be found at hemptations.com, planeteverywhere.com, online shopping. Looking for CBD massages, now in Blue Ash, Ohio, Tohi Spa, tohispa.com. Go check all of those out. And one of the 4 locations, there's 3 in the Cincinnati area of Hemptations and 1 in Dayton, Ohio, if you're in those areas. We're not able to go live to Facebook for whatever reason, whatever internet issues that are happening gave us a problem.
My internet.
The return of Beach back on the High Noon Hemp Show.
Oh my gosh, my internet apparently. And again, I've got my computer hardline, but the Wi-Fi goes out, and all of a sudden my hardline doesn't work. I don't even understand how that's possible.
Mine does the same thing, and it's so bad that when it happens, I have to reset my entire computer and restart it because I can't get my internet back.
Anyway, all right. Well, here we go. Let's just jump right into the product spotlight. We'll try to get through this as quick as possible before the next break. So the next commercial break brought to you by No Wi-Fi. That's right. The High Noon Hemp Show commercial breaks are brought to you by No Wi-Fi. Anyway, we got in some new Medterra products. Medterra is a great product, but these are actually dog treats. And so there's a couple different size packages, a couple different flavors. But I'm sure if the dogs love their Medterra as much as our customers love the Medterra, you will be rewarded by having a good dog. I don't know. The Delta 8, of course, still huge. So we got in some Delta 8 flour. Now, what this is they actually have to put the Delta 8 back onto CBD flour because there's not enough Delta 8. I discussed this last week. There's not enough Delta 8 in the flour for the to get the what you need from it, so to speak. And so what they're doing is they're taking the flour and then putting the Delta 8 on top of it. So it's Delta 8 CBD flour. And so, I think, again, that's going to help a lot of our customers get the relief they want. For the ones that are already smoking, not that we recommend smoking, as I always say, I don't, but if you're a smoker and you'd rather smoke something that's better for you than tobacco, that's for sure. You should try this stuff.
Yeah.
And definitely some CBD flour. Delta 8's a little different. So anyway, the next one here is, spring is getting sprung, so to speak. And so these are the Top Hand gloves. The Top Hand Glove Company. And so, if you're going to be out there doing some yard work and you need yourself a nice set of gloves, and again, this is the selection at the Sharonville store, and so which is always the best selection one way or another. But check them out. Hopefully, they're online. Honestly, I'd like to see their products online. I should check that just to send you guys there to get them as well. The next one is the Kentucky Hemp Fish Chum and Fish Attractant. I heard a rumor, shortly after we opened, that hemp seed, that fish liked hemp seed, kind of like a dough ball
Mm.
type of thing. And of course, I'm not really a fisherman, so I never really checked it out over the years. But here is a product. If you are a fisherman, a fisherwoman, a fisher person, um, then here you have chum and fish attractant to try to use. And so it's a great, once again, semi-locally made product. Kentucky Hemp Works. We love Kentucky Hemp Works down in Kentucky. Obviously, they're kind of south, but we love their products. And so if you do fish, I might have to send some of this to uh, one of the people that I worked on at the TV station at WHEI, Anitra Hamper. She is huge in the fishing world. She goes all over the world and
Wow.
catches big fish, small fish, fish. She loves to fish. Um, and so I might have to get her some of this to try and get her opinion on it. But anyway, it's fun, and I know this about people that fish. They're always looking for that magic, that extra little magic touch,
Yep.
whatever it is. The lure or the bait. One of those two things. They're always looking for something that's different and better. I also know that I think some people are genetically bred to fish. Because one of my really good friends as kids, he could throw a hook in any water anywhere and find a fish. It was like magic. And so either way, try out the fish chum and fish attractant at any one of the locations. So there you have it. 4 from the store. The one from my door, and I know I've talked about this as a product, but this is my rock and roll cream that I keep on my desk. I have one at home, or it would be a lot more empty, I believe. But I've been using this recently on my hands, with all the alcohol and sanitizer stuff. Um, I definitely feel like my hands really needed it. And my back flared up again, which it does every once in a while. And I've been using it for that. And again, our customers know how well this works for them. I just got an order for 6 online to one customer because they know how much it works. And, I'm here to say that that's the one I keep on my desk and I use on a semi-daily basis. So there's the one from my door, the rock and roll cream. You can find that online. You can find that in the stores. I don't run out of it anymore. We ran out of it once and it caused a panic. So there you have it on the product spotlight on the High Noon Hemp Show.
Indeed.
And now, not wearing green.
Yes. And a rare fashion faux pas for
Seriously.
beach on St. Patrick's Day. As I was telling people when you were cut away earlier, I have my very wonderful get up here, very festive, if you will. It's not made of hemp. I'm sure it's made of things that are very horrible, especially this up here for the environment and all that. But if it were made of hemp, that would be awesome. Need more
As long
hemp,
as you never throw it away, you're good.
Oh no, I use it every year. I recycle bits as much as I can.
There you go. That's it.
That, of course, brings us to Beach's fashion faux pas. Normally, he's dead on with the fashion and the hemp. Still with the hemp today, not with the green. And back in school, we would get either punched or hit by someone if we weren't wearing green. But yes, luckily we're adults now.
Yeah.
So hopefully nobody pinches Beach today. We ask Beach in our beachwear segment the most important question you'll hear any day, St. Patrick's Day or not. What are you wearing, Beach?
Not green.
That's right.
So, and I really had a reason for wearing, I had a reason for wearing what I'm wearing. I really wanted to wear my Piranha sweatshirt that I have on just because it's starting to get warmer and I may not have another chance to wear it. And I really love this Prana sweatshirt. It was a gift from my son. And so without even thinking, I was thinking more, hey, it's getting warm, wear this before it gets warm. Then, hey, guess what? You're supposed to wear green today. And so I've got a Hemp Town t-shirt, blank t-shirt on, my Orvis pants with my Green Springs Technology pen sticking out of my pocket as usual, some Hemptopia briefs, a pair of Hemp Authority socks, and my Rackle shoes. And so, if you are not going to wear green on today, and you want to wear hemp, now you know that blue is an alternative.
That's right.
Blue is the new green. No,
Very blue green.
I will do my best to wear all green next week, head to toe, head to toe.
Oh,
And although you can't see it, I do have Love hemp gel and Marrakesh hair volumizer in my hair. So I
there
am
you go.
wearing that. Even though you can't see it, I am wearing that as well. I feel like I have to say that because I'm not wearing a hat. This is the second
Mm,
show in a row, folks.
that's right.
So we're on show 120. For the first 118, I had something on my head.
Right. We're
We're
switching things up.
closing the season this year with 2 episodes of nothing on my head. Um, so anyway, some fun news again this week. A lot of stuff, a lot more stuff going in. Again, I'm just kind of amazed over the last month how much more hemp products that I'm finding out there. Now, this first one, believe we have a pic of the fabric, but
Hmm.
this was an article in Veranda about earth-friendly fabrics. So I had maybe 20, 25 on the list, and we have number 4 and number 16 coming in as hemp. So you have Woodlands fabric and Even fabric, both doing. Again, I really like the pattern on the Woodlands fabric. That's really fun. I think this was. I don't know if this was more based on even say home interior decorating. So fabrics, earth-friendly fabrics to use for interior decorating. These are a couple of the companies. As you know, and I've said before, and you can go to the website. Both of their websites are on there. Hemp Traders is a great source for hemp fabric, and Enviro Textiles is another great source for hemp fabrics in the United States. And so here are some different brands, but making a name for themselves. Obviously, hemp. Anytime I see earth-friendly stuff, I know there should be a hemp product on there. Smart Hemp in Russia. So this company in Russia is jumping into the hemp game now. The Ukraine is almost famous for, and of course, the Ukraine and Russia are almost enemies. The Ukraine split from the Soviet Union, became its own country, I believe, or how it was, and then Russia is still broken up into different regions, as was the USSR when it was the USSR. But the Ukraine grows a lot of industrial hemp, a lot. I know there's a huge fountain in one of the cities in Ukraine that's all based on the industrial hemp plant. And I'm pretty sure that's where my new comforter came from, was over in the Ukraine region over there. But this company in Russia is getting into this smart hemp because they're going to sell to China, because China sells to us, and China sells a lot of hemp fabric. And this is one thing that's going to be based around this. And so now this company in Russia is getting into the game. They're looking to get into 11 different regions in Russia, and so that's going to be a huge fiber investment to sell the fiber to China, so China can make the fiber and sell it to us. That's why we should be growing more fiber. Not that I'm not a one world person that's putting people to work. Whatever. I don't know if I want to support the ideology of Russia's government or China's government for that matter. But That has always been what it is. More testament as to why we should be growing more fiber in the United States, so it doesn't have to travel all over the world to get here to begin with, because that's just environmentally friendly as it is. Speaking of hemp fiber, and I know I mentioned the West Helm um, sheets. They have hemp and cotton sheets. Those West Helm sheets. So you can go to West Elm. I'm sorry, is the name of the company if you're familiar with them. With them, and I think their hemp sheets are like only $90 right now, down from 240. And
Wow.
so, if you're looking for some hemp sheets and to save some money, go to westelm.com, WESTELM.com. I'm pretty sure it's their website. And just put in hemp, which is what I usually do, and find them. I don't know how long they're going to be on sale, um, but that is a great deal for a set of hemp sheets. I think they come in two different color styles. And so, again, if you've ever said, I want to buy myself some hemp sheets, a set of hemp sheets, right now is the time to do it at the westelm.com site. This is kind of interesting because I found two different articles, and I don't know sometimes, although the two different articles about the best shampoo for a certain thing had this particular shampoo for two different things, which I find is interesting. So, Herbal Essence, huge name in shampoo and conditioner. Herbal Essence um, has a product that's called BioRenew Sulfate Free Aloe and Hemp Shampoo and Conditioner. They do have conditioner both on this line. And so here is again, and what I really find about Herbal Essence is that they're just now looking into um, a little bit friendlier earth products for their. I don't, when you turn over a bottle, if you the key is if you can't pronounce or identify the ingredients, then they are not good for you.
Yeah.
They're not good to be going down the drain. They're not good to be going out to the water system, and they are not good for the environment after they leave you. Is really the key there. It's not that they're bad for us necessarily, especially in shampoo and conditioner, but the fact is once they're gone, then they're going down the drain, and that's a terrible idea, a terrible idea for the environment. But this herbal essence, great for them, huge company. They one article had them as the best shampoo for hydration, and the other article said they were the best shampoo for anti-frizz. And so, if your hair frizzes, look into the BioRenew sulfate-free aloe and hemp shampoo and conditioner by Herbal Essence, or if you need hydration. And of course, we've always known that hemp oil and aloe, I think both are very hydrating to the skin. Um, and again, I don't know if it's really hydration as much as well, I mean, I guess so, because somehow because they're good for the skin, they add the moisture that's good for the skin, um, and they're good for the skin. Aloe is great for healing, and the hemp is just good for healthy skin because it's high proteins, omegas, all the minerals and vitamins and all that stuff that's good for us internally is good for our skin. So again, good for Herbal Essence for cleaning up their act a little bit with using aloe and hemp. Here are more studies from the University of Chicago that found CBD and its metabolite 7-OH CBD potentially blocks SARS-CoV-2. And that's one of the major side effects of COVID. That's the one that I'm almost positive again affects the lungs because it affects the replication in the lung epithelial cells. And so once again, where studies are proving that CBD is inhibiting. It's not going to keep you from getting COVID, so to speak. But if you do have COVID, it will help with that major side effect of getting in your lungs. Um, And so they say that CBD inhibited viral gene expression and reversed many of the effects the virus has on host gene transcription. And so, obviously, we're probably never going to see this on any major headline. Hey, folks, go smoke your CBD, go get your CBD. And I would assume that the best way to do that would be vape. I wouldn't necessarily recommend smoking, but if it's that, I mean, if it's going to keep your lungs from getting so bad that you have to go on a ventilator, then yes, I'm going to recommend smoking CBD. COVID is that bad. And so, but the I think the vape would be good, and I do feel like once again, it didn't really say how the patients were given or how the study was given to, but it, our brain, once again, we take the CBD and it goes to the endocannabinoid receptor here, and then it sends it out into the body where it needs it. And so I would assume that even if you use the tincture, boom, it should go because your body knows it's fighting that infection already. And so it would know to send it there, I would guess. But the direct way, obviously, would be probably a vape. Um, Boom, right into the lungs, boom, everywhere you want it to be, directly fighting that SARS-CoV-2 um, side effect of COVID, is what that basically is. Um, Speaking of saving your life, Courtney Love came out and she almost died last year, I guess, from anemia. She
Wow.
got down to say 94 pounds, and again, from all the articles that I read, she said she was close to death with this. Um, but she goes on to say that she's good now and on CBD oil, which has removed almost all the physical symptoms and all the pain. And that's a direct quote from her, um, as to what she used to heal herself um, from this. She also gives Woody Harrelson credit for educating her on hemp back in the day, she said. And so, and again, she does mention that she's never been a cannabis user, for THC or anything. Um, and so, you know, there's more testament from someone, again, how CBD helped them. Uh, the Hemp Wood company, talked about them quite a bit in the last year or so. They're looking for farmers for cut and baled fiber anywhere within 100 miles of Murray, Kentucky. And so I'll put the email out there, but it's farm, just FARM, at hempwood.com. Farm at hempwood.com. If you are within 100 miles of Murray, Kentucky, and you can provide them with cut and baled fiber, and again, this is all the CBD farmers. This is waste for CBD farmers. Um, figure out how you can uh, get that cut and baled, and get in touch with Hempwood, because they're making more and more stuff, and obviously they're running out of materials to make this hempwood with.
Yeah.
So let's get them all the materials they need, because once again, if you're growing for fiber or growing for CBD, that fiber is waste to you, more or less, I'm guessing, unless you already have a plan for it, which is great. Have a plan for it. A lot of people don't even have a plan for the CBD, so I know they're not planning for the waste that's caused by growing CBD, which is a big problem, in my opinion, because the majority of the people that are growing industrial hemp are growing for CBD, and there is all this waste product that is completely usable in the hemp world. And so let's get that out there. If you're growing for CBD, know anybody's growing for CBD, and they have this waste. This is also a good opportunity for anyone that could come and do on-site cutting and baling of industrial hemp. And so, that's a process where you just drove through the fields to bale hay, which I have done. And so, this, I would think you've got all your waste. And these people make a machine that you can throw this waste in. It's going to break it up. So it's going to take your bast, your sieve on the outside, break it from the fiber, which is on the inside, and then, send it different directions. And then once again, if you have it baled, that's what hemp wood is obviously looking for. And I don't know if they are using, I know they're using the fiber to do this, and I don't know if they're using the actual bast or the shiv, the outside, which is what the wood that we use, the plywood, so to speak, that we use in our shelving and all of that is more the chip, as the fiber. I know hemp woods manufacturing production is very unique, and so I don't, I can only speculate as to how they actually make their hemp wood. Um, and so, but and we need them to get as much of that waste as possible, so their prices come down as well. So please, because I would love to see them competing with other, even if it's competing with higher end woods, because they're still way up here in cost. And I think hopefully they're going to be bringing their costs down by manufacturing more, and so having more to make with is obviously the goal. That's the goal. Um, how about Uggs? Here's a picture of Uggs also getting into the hemp game. Good for them. This is a pair of Uggs I would wear and be proud to wear. Um, and I think that's a very nice looking shoe. Not saying anything bad about Uggs, but there's a joke there when it comes to Uggs and what they've done. Now I will have to say, and I like this picture for more than one reason, because they have the hemp rope in there, and a little piece of hemp fiber and whatnot, and so clearly showing off the fact that they're using hemp in this line of shoes. And I think it's a mix. It may be a mix of fibers. But that's a good looking shoe. And so, for the first time in my life, I'm going to say that I may have to go out there and search for a pair of Uggs. But again, so keep your eyes on that. I'm sure if you go to their website, and I've not been to their website yet to see if they've actually. The article to me seemed more like this was coming as opposed to these are here, but I'm not sure if they've actually been made or out or released yet. And so I'll keep my eyes out for that. A lot of hemp shoes, a lot of people getting more into the hemp shoes. Once again, it's brilliant, brilliant. I love my shoes, and I need more than 20 pairs of Adidas. But nothing. I'm not gonna say anything bad about Adidas because they were always there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they have a couple hemp shoes on their website right now. You can go buy if you want to. But it's good to see these other big name companies getting into it as well. Hempsels. I should have put this at the top of the list. Hempsels, which we sell a lot of Hempsels, hemp pretzels and mustard, and they have had great food products for almost as long as we've been around, if not as long as we've been around. But they are actually been nominated for a FedEx Small Business Grant. I'm going to put the link to their specific nomination, but you can go to smallbusinessgrant.fedex. Oh, I don't. Is that right?
Nope.
Grant.fedex, and probably find the Hempsel nomination. But I'll put the link on the website. I don't know. I need to check to see when that expires or when that's over. But I think that's awesome. It's a great company. He's been around for so long that he deserves the recognition and the grant to begin with. If you're anywhere around in the Pennsylvania, middle of Pennsylvania, I think he is more. His stuff is everywhere. He's really good at getting it out there, especially at the festivals and whatnot. Young French winemaker Rafael de Pablo, who creator of Birdie W brand. Now he's a young guy making a name for himself in the French wine. This is in France. He is launching the first CBD wine in France, and so and I quote him. He says, "It adds a relaxing effect to the classic effect of alcohol." Like the
Yes.
classic effect of alcohol. Which I'm really surprised he didn't say the classic effect of wine, because some alcohol, I don't know. I think most alcohol, I suppose, is most alcohol should be relaxing.
Yeah.
I think that is true. And
Mm.
so, if a French winemaker, no matter how young they are, uh, that's doing something right there in France. H&M. Here is a picture of a pair of pants that H&M, again, huge fashion company H&M, they're continuing to use what they call agraloop. And so agraloop is, once again, it's hemp biofiber, which has been made from the food crop. So once again, they got this fiber from a company that was growing for grain, and they used the uh, stalk, which once, like I just mentioned, would be waste. They used the stalk to make this agraloop um, material to make clothing out of, and so more of that, good for H&M because they're huge, and so a whole line of stuff made from them is taking a fair amount of that waste from being burned, or I mean that's normally, I believe, in Canada, and they've been growing grain for 20 years in Canada. A lot of their waste is just burned, gone. Huge amounts of stock that is, and I think that hopefully they're doing a better job of finding resources to get rid of that as opposed to just burning it. And
Oh, another beach glitch. There
am I there? Am I here?
we go. Now you're back.
Here I am. Hello, everyone. I'm still here. We're gonna get through this, really. Um, yeah, Guar. If you don't know who Guar is a band that dresses up in these huge costumes and puts on
Hmm.
amazing heavy metal rock shows. Um, I was actually, when I was in college, I went to New York. I was just telling someone about this. And I was at a new music festival, which was for college students only. And Guar was just walking around full costume, hanging out at this thing. And so they're jumping into the CBD game. I guess they're going to release their own CBD flower. And so there's another rock and roll name, bringing CBD, making CBD cool,
That's right.
making CBD cool. Thank you, Guar, for doing that. Um, I have seen them live too, and again, it is a show as much as it is a concert.
Yeah, I've heard it's
Because
crazy.
it's just amazing, because they're kind of these, um, not like puppets, but their costumes can do. Again, it's quite amazing, honestly, that they can perform in these costumes to begin with.
Yeah.
But that was their shtick from day one, and man, they have stuck
Hmm.
with it, and they have proven that they're actually, if you like that genre of music, quite talented,
Yeah.
and also great showmen. So good for Guar, I suppose, getting into the CBD flower game. Article on 10 great health and beauty ideas to boost your self care routine. Number two, discover the world of CBD. So, yes. And I think this was actually focused on um, an older generation. This article itself was actually focused more on the older generation. And again, just more affirmation that the older generation's getting, that everyone over a certain age should probably try CBD for something one way or another.
Yeah.
Um, and I was just discussing, we've kind of lost those customers. They were, I mean, our demography and age was raising exponentially almost every day before COVID hit, because of so many people saying, "Grandma, Grandpa, Mom, Dad, you should try this." If you're complaining to me about this, or you're telling me you're having these issues, you should try this. And again, I think that kind of went away because obviously those people were the most susceptible, and they stopped going out. And so I look forward to that older generation of customers being able to come back into the store once they've got their vaccinations and all that good stuff, feeling good about getting back out and getting the help that they need that they're not getting now because, you know, um, right, wrong, or indifferent. Of course, you can order online. They're not getting out as much. Well, actually, it's right. It's the smart thing to do. I don't blame anyone for not going out as much as they used to shop or do things during the current state of affairs. Where there is, I think, a light at the end of the tunnel coming soon. I think the majority of the people will be immunized by May, and if that's really true, then I think this summer we'll all be allowed to pretty much get back out, and do our thing. Um, UFC, and I know that the UFC, the mixed martial arts world, CBD has gained a popularity, as well as hemp seed, as far as a protein source for workouts, I might add, but gained huge in popularity as a recovery method, an after workout use. And so I don't know of Love Hemp. I don't know who they are. Love Hemp CBD. Haven't heard of that one yet, but I love their name because it's really kind of generic. So if someone's gonna be like, "Hey, Love Hemp CBD," well, okay, I'm gonna go find myself some hemp CBD, and I'm gonna love it. Um, and so, but good for them. They're giving the UFC a multi-million-dollar sponsorship.
Wow.
So we're going to start seeing a lot more out of the name Love Hemp CBD, that's for sure. But, I think the name is just generic enough that it's actually just going to help all of us that have been in the CBD industry one way or another. And again, it's just more affirmation that the fighters believe in this, UFC believes in this, and and of course it's money. So it's a lot of money to believe in it, but I think most professional athletes are learning the benefits of CBD and how they can help them, other than uh, some of the other remedies and things that are completely legal, mostly prescribed, but acceptable to use in professional sports, and it's ridiculous. So professional sports needs more cannabis, CBD or otherwise, for that matter. I just got brighter. Did you
Yeah, I
see that?
saw that.
Was
It was
that
weird.
a revelation? I didn't turn on any lights. I didn't do anything. But when I said that, I got brighter. So listen up, professional sports world. Pete's just got an enlightening idea. Let your athletes use
Mm.
cannabis freely. Um, so that's it for all the news out there, all the new products that I'm just blown away by. Let's get to some events, get everybody on their day. The shows have been taking longer. They've been longer these days because I've
Mhm.
been finding so many cool products to show and talk about, honestly. And so I just love this world I'm living in right now. Glad I can bring it to you at the High Noon Hemp Show. Oh, let's get to some events. Let's see. Tomorrow, I think this starts the annual Michigan Cannabis Industrial Marketplace Expo in Birch Run, Michigan. And of course, next week, it's here, folks. NOCO in Denver um, is upon us. Hopefully, you have your plans to get there. If you don't, it's not too late. You can drive to Denver from just about anywhere in a reasonable amount of time, honestly, except for maybe East Coast to Denver. That might be at least a couple days now that I think about it. But here from the Midwest, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. A couple days. half a day drive. Um, and so, if you feel good about flying, go ahead and fly. This show will be worth it. There's no doubt about it. NOCO always is worth it. That's March 25th through the 27th in Denver. April 7th is Charlotte Figgy Day. And we're going to celebrate that worldwide. April 8th and 9th, you got the Kentucky Hemp Association virtual conference. And again, this is going to include some big names. Rand Paul, Kentucky Agricultural Commissioner Ryan Quarles, Chief of the USDA Domestic Hemp Production Program, Mr. Bill Richmond, and other, university researchers, hemp farmers, hemp businesses, free for members. If you're a KHA member, Kentucky Hemp Association member, or $25. And again, if you're thinking about growing or getting involved in Kentucky hemp, trust me, the $25 is well worth it. They've been doing it as long as anybody, and they have the history of doing it as long as anybody as well. April 17th and 18th, you've got the Pennsylvania Cannabis Festival at the Renegers Antique and Farmers Market in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. April 24th, you've got the Kentucky CBD Hemp Show at the Capitol Plaza Hotel in Frankfort, Kentucky. And so that's another place to actually find, I think, more products and resources. And of course, it's going to be open, I believe, physically, obviously, to you to go into with a mask and social distancing, I am sure. And then May 19th and 20th, you've got the Ohio and Kentucky Cannabis and Hemp Expo right here in good old Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know anything about it, but while you're here, if you do come for it, come check out one of the Hemptations locations and see all the hemp that is there and the largest selection of hemp on the planet. Didn't get any questions this week, but I do have some thoughts before I let everybody go. And this week's thoughts are on banking because I'm still seeing how there are banking issues with CBD or industrial hemp companies. And, the banking industry has got to give this up. You've got to recognize CBD as a legitimate business. The government does. So why don't you? That was the biggest excuse for years. All the banks, we can't be in the marijuana business. We can't be in the cannabis business because that's a threat to our federal protection that we have over our banking industry. And so the fact of the matter is CBD is off the controlled substance list. It has you have zero liability in supporting CBD or hemp businesses. The thing that really irks me is that there's still all this special high risk extra interest rates for these businesses. And I'm like, that is so unfriendly to a brand new industry that is once again 100% legal. It's 100% legal. I can understand that possibly the bank company may have some ideology against the idea of using CBD. Is there a bank that doesn't have bank accounts for liquor stores or anywhere that sells alcohol? Is there a bank that doesn't give money to the tobacco companies in one way or another, Shell gas station, all the way to the biggest tobacco companies in the world? Once again, 100% legal industries that are a little controversial, but the banks don't shutter them. It wouldn't be billion-dollar industries if they did. And so the fact of the matter is all the banking companies are doing is holding themselves back from making more money from this 100% legitimate business. And isn't that what all you bankers want? More money? It's just scamming us out of our money. And so recognize CBD and industrial hemp businesses as legitimate businesses. Give them the same interest rates you would any other, even if it's a little high because it's a starter or whatever. I understand that. But Negotiate those interest rates in 6 months. Prove to them once you've been making some money that you deserve lower interest rates, because that's how it works for legitimate merchant services. Once you're with them, you start out a little high because they don't know what you're going to bring them. And then eventually, the more you bring them, the more they can lower the interest rates because you're bringing them the money in bulk anyway. Um, of course, they've got us all convinced we need credit card transactions, and so we're stuck there. That's the stuckness of it all. And again, it's ridiculous that they expect all of us to carry our money in a credit card, and then they won't let businesses conduct legal business by taking credit cards. So, we need to continue to fight the banking industry until once again you can walk into any bank. And there may be a box you have to check that says I am, and I had to check this to use the Square under their beta when they finally launched their beta 2 years ago for CBD and industrial hemp companies. And I had to check the boxes that I was, yes, selling legal products. I don't, you know what I mean? But as long as it's just the check of a box saying, yes, the liability is now on me. If I'm lying to you, then I should be held liable for that. But if I really am just selling CBD products or industrial hemp products, jeans, shampoo, they're going to come after every place that sells herbal essence hemp shampoo and say, no, that's industrial hemp. We can't give you a credit card. No different than CBD. CBD is no different than that shampoo, and they should be traded the same when it comes to transactions. Um, that was my biggest thing when Fox, Gray Television, owns the local Fox station. They dropped my ads for selling hemp years ago. For selling hemp, folks, not CBD, because we sold hemp. And my first thought is there is hemp on every major grocery store. Hemp on Walmart sells hemp at the time, even before the CBD started hitting. Again, this was about industrial hemp products. And again, just ridiculous that was their stance. I couldn't do anything about it. That was their policy. Somehow they made a policy, even though they didn't invest anybody else that was actually selling hemp. They just made that policy against us because our name was Hemptations, which is still a struggle that I deal with. I'm still not sure that Facebook will allow me to do ads because the name of the place is Hemptations. And so I'm still fighting some uphill battles when it comes to educating industries on the legality and the worthiness, period, of industrial hemp, whether it's the fiber, the grain, or CBD, composite, building material, whatever it may be. I'd hate to think some construction company their bank accounts were closed because the bank found out that they were building houses with hemp. I mean, I think and it may sound a little alarmist, but I still think there's a reality to that. I still think there's a reality to that. One of my banks, who I did have one of the accounts with, but another account didn't have anything to do with my hemp businesses. They closed them all because I had one bank account with them. They closed all my bank accounts. And again, the one bank account wasn't even directly related. It didn't even say Hemptations or anything. It was just so weird, which led me just to be like, how did I even get on that list? What list did they say hey, this guy's associated with this? He's got these bank accounts. We're closing them because he's associated with the hemp world. Again, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely 100% ridiculous. And the banks need to open this stuff up. Anybody that has any restrictions on CBD or industrial hemp needs to be smarter than that. It's surely here to stay. I can tell you that. There's no way this industry is going away now. And I think every week I'm proving that by showing more and more big name companies that are getting into this, not just for CBD, but especially the fiber part of it. And so, the grain is there. And we need to continue to support the grain industry with the food and the composite, which comes from the grain industry, um, and and uh, and moving forward. But the banks, again, there can be no restrictions. Facebook should have no restrictions um, on advertising. No one should have any restrictions on advertising when it comes to industrial hemp and all of its byproducts. Ba-ding! With that, folks, the bell goes off,
That was me.
and
Where that came from.
that was telling me that you're right, Beach, and I think that's enough. So, thanks everybody for watching the High Noon Hemp Show. We will be back next Wednesday with the first episode of season 11. Is that right? Season 11 we're on.
That's right.
Um,
Been officially renewed.
Officially just came back. We have a season 11 in us. And again, you can go to hemptations.com. You can get to our website for shopping off of the hemptations.com. All the events and the stuff I talk about in the news. If I have a link or something, that's on the second page of hemptations.com. Once again, we appreciate you being here. If you're here watching now live, thanks for watching if you were watching later. And remember, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp. Having temptations.
See you all next week.